Hello and welcome to MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. It is a Tuesday evening. Thought I'd let you know that. But of course, you could be in some part of the world where it's a Tuesday morning. Therefore, I take no responsibility for the time I give out here. In fact, I take responsibility for nothing I say over here. Which is why I have two respected gentlemen, Mr. Joy Bhattacharya and Mr. Ajay Jadeja here with me. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Very well. Can you add me to that list as well?
You also take
I take no responsibility.
You also take no responsibility.
What is going on?
He's
out
the
here?
responsible man.
अरे सर हम सब दिल्ली से हैं. We take no responsibility. for
Power
anything.
without responsibility. That is our
Exactly.
motto.
We have ruined the nation. The pollution, the pradushan. But before we get into today's game, Delhi v Chennai, of course what everyone's been talking about is the incident that happened yesterday. And we will be talking about that in a while because we didn't have Joy here with us yesterday, so we need his opinion as well. In fact, we've got some other people here on the set. We'll probably take theirs as well because everybody's an expert for the last 24 hours. Fair enough. I'm not. I'm just a fan. I will tell you my point of view in a bit. So far, I'll tell you that Shreyas Iyer for Delhi has won the toss. Of course, Delhi playing at home at the unpredictable Firoz Shah Kotla. It's always unpredictable. You don't know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. But today, apparently, it's being said that it's a good hard wicket. The ball doesn't bounce as much anyway. But, you know, it could be a completely dismal track like it was for India-Australia. You just don't know. Shreyas Iyer has decided that it's not a risk. They've practiced there enough. They've seen this pitch. They know what it is. They're okay with it. So they're going to go out and set a total. So they're going to be batting first. And this is actually the first time in this tournament. Was only the fifth game. But it's the first time that a winning captain has chosen to bat. And in fact, last season, it didn't even happen to like the first 12, 14 games or something.
Yeah, I think most teams over the years have started to chase the total because it's a shorter format. It was a new format first few years. Everybody's trying to figure out. And I think most teams have gone on to, looking at stats from the past. What happened last year, what's been happening. And most teams run with that algorithm that each one of them has. And if you go by stats, there is no doubt. Over a period of time, more teams that have been chasing have won. So that's how they're going. But this team is different this year.
Yep.
You got a captain who's actually put up a different side. They put up 5 bowlers. That is not part of that old algorithm.
Yeah.
So they're changing. And I think for the reason why I see it is, one, they had success last game. It's a new start. Why would you want to change that?
Yeah.
2, their batting has a lot of inexperienced young kids with a lot of talent. What happens with inexperienced players is that when you leave them free, they probably flourish a lot more.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the reasons I think they've stuck to batting. But if you are looking to play against Chennai, Chennai is a team that if you bat first, you will never have them out of the game till the 18th over in the second innings.
That's right.
So no matter what total you get, they are always in the game with Mahendra Singh Dhoni in that side.
Correct.
So that's a disadvantage that they're starting with.
But this worked for them in the first game. They put up that mammoth total. So they're like, hey, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
And not only that, last year, this pitch, 2 guys decided to bat first and 5 guys decided to field first. But the results were 5 guys, 1 batting first.
Yeah.
And 2 guys, 1 this thing. So the point is that, look, that is in favor. But I fully agree. People like Rishabh Pant and Prithvi Shaw, you don't want to give them a target.
Yeah.
You want to tell them, go there and yourself.
The sky is the limit.
Something yourself, which is a word I won't use because you've just banned it. It starts with E.
Oh, yeah.
Like a train.
It comes
Rajdhani
after
dash
Rajdhani. Yes. Yeah, that word is on the taboo list as well.
So they can do whatever they want to. And that's true. Would you want a Rishabh Pant to be thinking about a target? Rather, you want him to say, go and hit the darn ball. If you see it, hit it. I think that's exactly where he's coming from.
Yeah, it's what Jackie Shroff would say. I think instead of that, express yourself, we'd say what Jackie Shroff, hey, bedu bindas khelne ka. Yeah, exactly.
बड़े बिंदास खेलने का क्योंकि अगर तुम बच्चे को बताओगे यहीं तक जाना है क्या पता उसका पोटेंशियल उससे आगे हो.
That's right. So just unleash him. That's what they're going to do. They unleash him. They have actually unleashed another spinner, and not just any spinner. Amit Mishra, that wily old fox, comes in the place of Trent Bolt, and that means they're playing only 3 foreigners. Yeah. So they're playing 3 foreigners. Chennai is playing 3
Never
foreigners.
happened in the history of the IPL.
I don't think it's ever happened in the history of the tournament, right?
No, never happened in the history of the tournament.
That's
12-year history of the tournament. 2 teams both playing a foreigner shot has never happened.
Yeah, I saw it and it felt that, and thankfully we have Mr. Wisden's nephew here, who clarifies everything with us. He's actually Mr. Wisden, and from the mother side, Mr. Googles. So both. He's both.
Wisden, I'm old enough to be. John Lord Wisden, I think, was in the 19th century. So yeah, I'm old enough. Baal se dikhta hai.
Just one generation below. All right, so we have, of course, that's the Delhi team. So they made that change. Obviously, Chris Morris still not either available or not there. But just think, there's Kemo Paul. He's a young kid. He's 20, 21. But if you had a Chris Morris in there as well, think of what this team could be. But that's not it today. They're the 11. Sorry, you were saying?
I was just saying that Kemo Paul is just 2 change letters away from being a delicious dish.
Keema Pao.
Sorry.
I thought so.
That's a really bad one.
No, it's not. It's not. Here it's allowed.
It's not forbidden, no? It's not
encouraged.
On the list.
In fact, it's wholly encouraged.
That's on the menu tonight.
Yeah.
Have you ordered dinner?
We'll order Keema Pao.
Okay.
There's no Simon Dolia today, so there's no compulsory risotto that we have to eat, so we can go Keema Pao, go Mumbai local. But today, Chennai Express, you can use the word there. The Chennai Express, they have made no change. That is sort of MS Dhoni's modus operandi, isn't it, Ajay?
Yeah, and that's his style, and they've stuck to that. Because what would you change? I mean, last game was a turning track. He had enough spinners to bowl with that same 11. And you had Shardul Thakur didn't bowl an over. Bravo had one ball that he bowled, so he's got enough seam attack there as well. And the batting wasn't tested on that day. So if you've gone in with a side in the first game, there's not much that you should be changing.
We did see, Ajay, and you'll help us decode this. We did see that that it's in terms of stats, the ball here keeps lower on average. What is the repercussion of that, and how we'll see it play out on the field?
Look, on any wicket, how you prepare it on that day is different. But yes, you will always see less bounce as you go further closer to the Ganga and Yamuna, because it's the black soil there.
Okay.
As you go lower in India, whether it's Hyderabad, Bangalore, even Mumbai, Chennai, there's red soil out there. So the bounce generally is lower in the north and much more in the south. Then now come to batting, or how do you play it? So the wicket still stays 22 yards, right? And a batsman is not a machine. He's an instinctive human being. He sees a ball being released, he reacts to it. The ball's pitching there. If somebody's grown up in the south, his reaction is that the ball's going to come here.
Yeah.
And somebody who's grown up in Delhi would think that the ball's going to come that much little lower.
Yeah.
So the reaction happens from the surface.
Yeah.
So if the bounce is less, that you got to play differently. You cannot play shots. I mean, you can play, but depends whether you have the room or not. So you play the game differently. You play more straight. You play because it's easier. You don't get beaten by the bounce. Whereas when the ball is bouncing a little more, the same ball you try and play, it doesn't hit your bat here. It hits a little higher. So generally, it makes a difference between cut and pull shots.
But you could see a lot of cross-batted from the likes of Rishabh Pant, right?
Because it's safer to do that.
Yeah.
In the sense that you don't get top edges. You'll see in Chennai, you'll see in Bombay, off-spinner bowling, somebody sweeps the ball. It goes for 6 as well, but you get a top edge that goes all the way to the deep square leg.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen here. But in Bombay and Chennai, you won't see somebody trying to cut the ball and he gets bowled because it keeps low. That's what happens here.
Interesting.
So that it's not a huge difference, but we're talking of inches and centimeters.
Yeah.
The middle of the bat and the edge of the bat is only 2 inches away.
But that's the game. I mean, all of yesterday evening and today has been about discussing inches, isn't it? Hasn't it? That's what has been served up by the butler incident from last night. Who did it? The butler did it. We're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about the Delhi batting, because they have got Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan at the top. Shikhar Dhawan, of course, loves batting in Delhi. He's from Delhi. Prithvi Shaw is from Mumbai, but of course has been playing for Delhi. Now, the thing what has happened with Prithvi Shaw is he, of course, had that injury before the Australia Test series. Didn't play there. When he came back, when he was playing domestic cricket, especially the Mushtaq Ali Joy, kid couldn't find form.
Yeah, look, I think that right now you have this generation, there are 3 very special batting talents. There's definitely Prithvi Shaw, there's Rishabh Pant, and there's Shubman Gill. These 3 are special. And temperamentally also they're very different. It also depends on, how you've been brought up, what kind of... Prithvi is a tough, complete Bombay kid.
Khadoos, like they call them, right?
Brought up there in the sort of thick of, Mumbai cricket, as it were. And therefore, it's a very hard school. So the thing about it is, yes, he's under pressure. But the only way, you cannot control. again, Ajay will say much more about this. These guys are forces of nature. They haven't got where they were just by listening to people. They've got where they were by just being stubborn, by following their talent, by following everything. So what you need to do with guys like this is, you can't control them. If Prithvi Shaw is less likely to listen to his father or anyone else, if somebody like a Sachin Tendulkar or somebody puts an arm around him and said, son, I had the same issues when I was there, maybe this is the way you do it. And I think that's happening. What he needs right now is somebody who is similar to him in terms of talent, in terms of opportunity. Probably that is the only voice he can hear. Otherwise, there are going to be so many voices. And in Indian cricket, everyone has an opinion. If you're a player that you know, you will turn around and say, beta, ye karo. Somebody else will say, beta, kuch nahi hota hai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point actually, because you see, there's been a drop in form. He was dropped eventually in the Mushtaq Ali from the Mumbai side, and that can shake you up, when you're just like a great big hope for Indian Test cricket. You played 2 Test matches, they're saying, oh wow, opener sorted, and then suddenly this happens. Life's crazy, and 4 months, what can happen?
Yeah, and in the last 4 months, life has changed. I can't think back of a player who made his Test debut, gets a Test 100. Gets injured, not out of form at Test cricket, comes back to Mumbai, and then gets dropped for his team, even if he's got 5 zeros.
Yeah.
Because Mumbai cricket was different. Maybe something has changed. I agree with exactly what Joy said, but I just want to add, there is a change in that Bombay school of cricket. It isn't the old Bombay school of cricket of khadus, because you don't see, old Bombay school of cricket was all nice, quiet, I don't know. Fuss-free.
Just get the job done.
They weren't the people that you would think associate with tattoos. They weren't the flamboyant guys. Now look at the guys who've come in the last generation from Mumbai. Surya Kumar Yadav. You've got Shreyas Iyer, walks in like that.
Yeah.
Even Sanjay Manjrekar does walk like that, but Sachin Tendulkar, Ravi Shastri was an odd one. But most players that you remember from the past were people who went about doing their business on the ground, and they had they were carrying that Mumbai school of legacy.
Yeah.
This generation, I think, is totally different. Prithvi Shah is totally different. Look at the style of play. Maybe Tendulkar's style of play has now become the new norm of Mumbai school of cricket.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was all khadus. Now these guys are all flamboyant players. I haven't seen a Mumbai khadus batsman for the last few years.
Yeah.
And they don't play them anymore. Wasim Jafravar was probably the last who was sent away 5-7 years ago. So Mumbai cricket is thinking differently. That's why you're getting these players who are different. You're getting the problem that you never had in Mumbai. These problems were with players like us in Delhi, who were going out all night. We didn't have anybody to, probably
mentor us.
No, there were enough. Not to say that there were enough people who were trying to, what Joy said, put their arm around us and try and explain. Listen, you're an 18-year-old. This is important. It's a Ranji Trophy game. You've come back at 5 in the morning. This is not right. And I would look at them, or most of us who were like that, would look at them and say, listen, तुम अपनी बात करो यार, हमारे से हैं. So I'm saying, but that problem is now probably, I think, has come to Mumbai cricket.
Okay.
So with every advantage that you have, like you didn't have flamboyant players, except for Sachin Tendulkar, who was an attacking player who came in from that old school of Mumbai cricket. Everybody before him and around him, whether Sanjay, whether Sachin and Vinod were the first two who came out like that, and now it's changed. So I think that is the problem. That the problem solvers here are probably looking at this guy and saying, trying to solve it how they used to think 20 years ago. I think you got to look forward and agree totally with him that this is a new breed of cricket. You'll have to treat them differently. And don't forget, this is not the old cricket world that you're talking about. These kids don't really care if you don't pick them. All they care is, you've got 2 months here and they've got Indian cricket. In olden days, if you let somebody out of a Mumbai side, he had nowhere else to go because he has no chance of getting back into Indian cricket. Now there is an IPL that all the franchises, they don't care whether you wake up at 5 in the afternoon or you sleep at night or what you do at night. All that they care is what you do on that cricket ground. So these kids are going to grow up in this time and you will have this problem, and some will be lucky to get through and some will struggle and come and sit on this chair.
Oh, no. But it happens. Kids like going to the night clubs and the discotheque. That's what they call them, right? Discotheque?
There aren't any. Mumbai shuts down at 12 o'clock.
Shuts down too early.
How did you find out?
Ajay is still 18. In his head, he's still 18.
After 20 years, I've been starting to spend some time in Mumbai, and I went back to some of the places that I used to, and they all shut down.
It's your fault.
It's not the same.
It's your fault.
I'll tell you, they don't shut down. They've got his picture outside saying,
not allowed.
no, not this destroyer. All right, there's a few destroyers, of course, playing there. We must talk real quick about Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant was absolutely destructive when he played in Mumbai a couple of days ago. Joy, there must be a lot of data crunching, a lot of video analysts in all the teams are looking at that and saying, how do we stop this guy? Because if you let him go, he's going to bat you out of the game.
Yeah, but see, you're absolutely right. And see, what happens is exactly that. They will say that Rishabh Pant may still score a 50.
Yeah.
But he should not get the strokes he likes. If Rishabh Pant cover drives and hits 3 cover drives, there's no problem.
Yeah.
But don't let him pick the ball up. So they'll say bowl wide, let the guy hit shots he doesn't want to hit. You can never stop any player from hitting shots because these guys are good enough. If they don't hit one shot, they'll hit the other. But what they'll try and do is force him out of his comfort shot. So for example, with Yusuf Pathan, it used to be, don't give the guy length. Anything with length, Yusuf would pick up. Okay,
Yeah.
so just don't give him nothing. Everything is 3/4 a shot.
Okay.
So similarly with Rishabh, they would have had a very straight this thing saying, okay, this is what you're bowling. This is what the spinners are bowling. He's going to go wide. He's going to keep going wide. He's going to push him. He's going to try and stop him from just getting that one shot up there. Because once he started hitting these, then, and once he starts hitting it from the middle of his bat, then, it's very difficult to stop him.
Yeah, just don't give him that arc because that arc is just absolutely destructive. All right, I'm sure Rishabh Pant is in your super team today. He definitely is. If you're playing the Mobile Premier League, MPL, then do create your super team. Just download the MPL app from mpl.live/super team. That's where you go. Select the game. There's only the one game today. And of course, choose the team, join the contest and make lots of prizes. And of course, appreciation from your friends because you are the winner. Very nice. All right, well, we now want to just talk about the elephant in the room. I'm not talking about you guys. No, you're very trim, both of you. Keema pao, vada pao, I tell you. All of it's happening. But gentlemen, some words about that. Actually, we've got. So I have to tell you, all day today on social media, it's just been everyone has just been fighting. And as you know, on social media, things are extremely civilized. Polite discourse. But it's been happening all day today. But we have Michael Vaughan, a part of our panel, former England captain. Let's have a look at what he had to say. We've got that. I mean, everybody's had plenty to say, right? Everybody's had plenty to say. Let's see what he had to say.
Afternoon, everyone. Looking forward to joining you later on in the week on Cricbuzz. The Mankad, Ravi Ashwin, last night, Kings 11 playing against Rajasthan. The captain, Ravi Ashwin, deciding to Mankad Josh Buttler. The laws state that he's probably just right. I think the laws changed last year. Ravi's in his right to do what he did. Did I like it? No. Do I think he should have just given Josh Buttler a warning? Yes. I think that's where the problem lies. I know there's going to be many cricket diehards saying, yeah, the laws are the laws and bowlers should be able to do this. Well, I totally disagree. I think there should be a warning. I think Ravi should have just said to Josh, you're out your ground, you do it next time, you're going to be out. I'm going to mankad you. Don't do it at the first occasion. I just think it's a terrible, terrible message to send many youngsters that are watching the game, looking at their heroes. He's the leader, the skipper. Does he really want to get Buttler out in that way? Would he have done the same to Virat Kohli? Would Virat have left his ground? I guess people will say, no, he wouldn't have done it. He wouldn't have been so silly. The batsman's got to stay in his ground. But the momentum as a non-striker, he wasn't trying to gain that many yards. He was just walking out of his crease ready for that ball to be bowled. So I think Ravi Ashwin will look back on this. He might not today, he might not next week, but in time I think he'll regret the actions of last evening. I just think one warning, you give the batsman a warning, and that warning is for the whole team, not per batsman, for the whole team, and then you get on with the game of cricket. I just see that it's going to become more and more apparent, and we might see more of these, the more that there's more money in the game, more high profile, pressure on captains, on coaches, on owners. I just think the game of cricket and now sport is becoming a little bit too much win at all costs. And we've got to be careful that we protect the spirit of the game. I can see in the future potentially that you'd have scouts looking at the non-strikers end to see who gets outside the ground, and you just send a message on the pitch, mankad him. I just don't think that's a great look for the game. And there you go, one warning, get on with the game. See you all later in the week. Ta-ra.
Well, of course, we've decided not to disagree with anybody over here. Everybody's got the right to their opinion if stated in a civilized manner, and that was done in a civilized manner. But of course, when I was thinking of that, I said, of course he will say you won. His name is Michael Vaughan. I make jokes about everything.
Okay, I have
Your
one
opinion.
Firstly, one very simple thing. the MCC, the guy who made this, Fraser, this happened in October last year, where they changed the rules and they put the onus not on the bowler but on the batsman, because they said the batsman kept getting advantage. So his actual words were to disallow the batsman from taking advantage. That's what it was. Okay. So the rules were changed so that now any time in his delivery stride he can go back and do it. And the issue is, it's a very simple thing. When you come to that, why do they have no warning? So the guy actually said, we discussed having a warning or not having a warning. So if you want a warning, what will happen is the moment you go onto the cricket field, the captain, the bowler, the first bowler can say, by the way guys, I'm warning, don't get out. Okay?
Yeah.
End of story?
Yeah.
Warning given?
Fair enough.
End of story. So it's a meaningless warning. The truth of it is, I don't tell a batsman, boss, if you get out of your crease, I'll stump you. Do you tell him? You don't tell him now. The batsman doesn't turn around and say, ki, boss, I'm going to hit a switch hit. He switch hits.
Yeah.
He wants to. Does he give you a warning? No. Next ball, boss, off stump ke bahar lagaya, main to ghumaunga switch hit. So where does suddenly one rule in cricket come that, boss, isme warning hoga, dusra mein nahi hoga? So this basically, this utter bullshit and hypocrisy. And my bigger thing is Shane Warne talking and saying that spirit of the game. You know, taking 3,000 pounds from a bookie is in the spirit of the game. Sexting during a test match is in the spirit of the game.
No.
I mean,
okay, let's read what Harsha had to say. Reasonable people have said that Ashwin set a bad example to children watching the game. I think it's far worse to abuse or sledge batsmen, invoke their parentage, call them filthy names, and it is as bad claim a dismissal when you know batsman isn't out.
Or in case of somebody who was defending him, Jos Buttler, very strongly, Stuart Broad, giving an edge which was broader than the sword of King.
I'm not saying talk about other people. I want your opinion. I'm not saying we're not disagreeing with anybody.
Absolutely. So my point is very simple. The way the rules are constructed, the MCC in their wisdom must have thought that this is a rule that is favoring...
A law.
A law, yeah.
Rules are in other sports.
You're
in cricket we have laws.
Yes, Simon Dole. Thank you. MCC in their wisdom must have formulated the law and seen it and saying that this is overtly favouring batsmen.
Which the game does anyway.
Yeah, and changed it in October to even change the wording of it from being making the bowler culpable to making the batsman culpable. That batsman cannot get out of this thing. Okay. It's not about the bowler taking the wicket, it's about the batsman not getting out. Why have they done it? They've done it to dissuade instances like this. I'm not saying in one place at all that what Jos Buttler did was where he was trying to steal a run or not. I'm not even going into that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going into was Ashwin's action natural or unnatural. Quite possibly unnatural in the scope of the game. But to call it and say that this is against the spirit of the game, there are 1,000 other things which are against the spirit of the game. There are the rules of the game, and those are the ones that are followed. Spirit of the game, Shane Warne, please shut up. Sorry.
You've really gone after him.
Yeah.
Oh, bechara to kuch kiya bhi nahi.
No,
you said a lot. No, you agree. A lot of people have said a lot, and we're not. We were talking about it last night as well. No personal digs at anybody. My point is really simple, and I'm going to state mine. I didn't say it yesterday. I'm going to say my point right now. It is okay for all of you, just to calm this debate down. It is okay for all of you to actually believe that a batsman should not steal even an inch, and at the same time feel a little weird that you saw a dismissal like that. Both those emotions can coexist. It is a conundrum. It's fine. Let's move on. It has happened. We've got a great game of cricket happening today.
Let me put a point. The law in this country says that if you drink and drive, it's only 500 rupees fine.
Yeah.
Is it the law that deters people for not drinking and driving, or is it the spirit of the game? It's a question to all.
Fair enough.
I think each one will look at it differently.
Done. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of points to view. All I'm saying is, just let's all keep calm and carry on calm. Okay, well, we have the joy factor question. Of course, let's see if he's given us a doozy today.
This one seems to be an interesting one. Complete this list with the name of current international cricketer. Brian Luckhurst, Grant Flower, Peter Custon. It's an interesting list, and it's a complete list. I mean, the fourth name completes the list.
What's the list again? There's Graham Flower, not Andy Flower.
Brian Luckhurst and Peter Custon.
And Peter Custon. I know it. I know it.
Yes, I think you do.
I do.
You know?
Yeah.
Padha likha aadmi hai.
No. I mean, We're brothers,
You
but
know
I
it
can't
all,
tell you.
man.
We're brothers, but I can't tell you.
Okay.
All right, well, you can send in your answers. Hashtag Cricbuzz Live on Twitter. One last piece of business is the guessing game. And the person who gets it right gets to sit in the MPL Super Couch. And you can sit like this also, with your legs crossed.
You've got to be fit enough to do that.
Yes.
It doesn't go up.
So, tell me, I'm already doing this because I know I'm going to get it right today. So, sir, your guess? Oh, you have this one
then-
permutation combination rule now that you have to be last.
No, I'm
choose when you
No,
have
no,
to
we'll
go.
circulate. We'll
First?
circulate. No,
Okay.
we'll circulate. Yeah.
Done.
So today I will go at first batch. I think I like them on this pitch.
Sir, khatam ho gaye 20 over.
187. 187.
187, he took my guess. Okay, go on.
10 short of that.
177. Pyar kiya to darna
It
kya?
will be 10.
I'll go with 195. Come on. No, you gotta go bullish, man. It's Delhi.
Yeah, why not?
It's Delhi. So somebody or the other is going to get the super couch today.
Ah.
Unless Chennai says
That's what we thought on the day.
You've just done it.
Game 1.
Oh no, I've jinxed it again.
We missed it by 100
Yeah,
runs.
but we
Come on, I'm hoping one of us gets it.
on this pitch it's very likely to be. It'll be a 130, 140 or a 170. Either they miscalculated it very badly.
Yeah, but no, because the captain wants to get 170, 180. We heard,
Yeah.
Shreyas Iyer.
It's a decoy.
Was it?
Shreyas is giving decoy.
And then Dhoni said it's a tacky wicket.
Tacky wicket.
Well, he put his foot in at the
Listen,
toss.
we are from Delhi.
So
we
that's
grew
the problem. You
We are from Delhi. We grew up tacky. We are still tacky. Look at the way I'm sitting. So tacky, I tell you. Okay. Well, it's time for us to go now. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. Thank you so much for watching. MPL presents Cricbuzz Live. Ta-da.